Okay, so visualize this with me. You're in Orlando, Florida. It's Sunday morning, January 25th, 2026. The dust is just settling at the Orange County Convention Center. We're talking 10 miles of carpeted aisles, over 31,000 people, and just the collective exhaustion of the entire golf industry.
Yeah.
This was the 73rd PGA Merchandise Show, the major of golf business, and it just wrapped up.
It really is the Super Bowl for our world. But, usually you walk away from these things with maybe one or two cool gadgets in your head. This year felt different.
Different how?
I've been digging through all the reports, the demo day feedback, everything, and it feels like the ground has actually shifted. It's not just about new clubs anymore. It's about integrated ecosystems.
That's our mission for this deep dive, then. We're going to cut through all that noise from the 1,100 brands and figure out where the game is actually going. Because, we're looking at some wild stuff. We're talking golf balls with computer chips inside, drivers that use graphene to physically refuse to twist, and we have to talk about this, pickleball courts right in the middle of a golf show.
It is a brave new world, and honestly, it's about time the industry caught up a bit with the rest of the tech world.
So let's start with the big stuff, the drivers. Every year it's more speed, more aero, but the buzzword this week was something else. It was intelligent speed. What does that even mean?
It means the industry has sort of stopped obsessing over just pure distance. The regulations pretty much cap how hot a face can get.
Right.
They've started obsessing over stability. And to get why, you have to get your head around the benchmark for 2026, which is 10K.
And we're not talking about running. If that's the future of golf, you can count me out.
No running involved. We're talking about moment of inertia, or MOI.
Okay, so give me the simple definition. What is MOI?
Think of it like this. It's an object's resistance to twisting. If you hit a golf ball perfectly, right on the sweet spot, MOI doesn't matter that much.
Which nobody does.
Which, let's be honest, almost nobody does. If you hit it off the toe or the heel, the club head wants to twist open or closed in your hands.
And that kills your shot.
It kills your direction. It kills your energy transfer. So 10K is basically a measurement of how hard it is to twist that head. The industry has standardized it this year. It means the face just stays incredibly square, even on a really bad swing.
Okay, so that sounds great, but hasn't forgiveness always been the goal? What changed that made 10K possible now?
It's all about material science. That's the only way they got there. Look at the TaylorMade Q4D. You saw the buzz about the graphene-infused carbon crown.
I did. It sounds like something out of a Marvel movie. Graphene-infused.
Well, it's this incredibly strong but incredibly light material, and by using it, they shaved off about 7 grams of weight from the top of the club.
I have to play devil's advocate. 7 grams, that's what, like 2 pennies? Does that actually change the physics of a driver head?
Oh, in club engineering, 7 grams is an eternity. It's a huge deal. It allows them to take all that saved weight and push it to the absolute edges of the club head.
Which is what stops the twisting.
That's what locks in the stability. It raises what they call the speed ceiling, so your mishits perform almost exactly like your perfect strikes.
Okay, so the floor gets raised for everyone. I noticed Ping was making a lot of noise with the G440K too.
Yeah, and the G440K is so interesting because Ping basically invented high MOI drivers, but the trade-off was always adjustability.
Right. You got forgiveness, but you couldn't really tweak it.
You couldn't move weights around to fix your slice or anything. Ping solved that. The G440K hits that 10K number, and it has an adjustable rear weight.
So you can shape your shot without giving up that massive safety net.
Precisely. And then you've got Cobra, who are coming at this from a completely different direction with 3D printing.
The Cobra OPTM, I saw the cutaways of that thing. It looks like a trellis inside the club head.
It's a lattice structure, and because it's 3D printed, they can change the stiffness of the material millimeter by millimeter. So it's super stiff in the center and more flexible out toward the edges.
Like a trampoline that kind of knows where you landed on it?
That's a perfect analogy. It's how they create that intelligent speed across the entire face. So, the story of 2026 isn't hit it further, it's hit it consistently, no matter where you make contact.
Which, I guess, brings us to the part of the game where consistency matters most. The greens. Let's talk about the zero torque revolution.
This might be the biggest disruption in hard goods, honestly.
Okay, but zero torque. It sounds a little like marketing jargon. Is this actually solving a real problem?
It solves a massive problem. When you hold a normal putter, the face naturally wants to flop open or close during your stroke. You are constantly, subconsciously fighting that rotation with your hand muscles just to keep it square.
And that little fight is what leads to the yips.
Exactly, or just general inconsistency. Zero torque tech balances the club so the face just stays square to your swing path automatically. You don't have to manipulate it.
LAB Golf has been the cult favorite for this for a while, right?
They're the pioneers. And they were at the show with their revealer gadget. You put a normal putter in it, swing it, and you see the face twisting all over the place. You put a LAB in, and it stays dead straight.
But the big story is that the big guys have caught up.
Odyssey went all in this year with their A dual square, 2 square.
The S2S, I saw the picture, the shaft goes right in the top of the head. It looks weird.
It enters at the balance point, and that's what kills the torque.
Sure.
But Odyssey did something else I think is just brilliant. The 12-ball alignment.
I read the stats on this. A university study claimed people made 13% more putts just because of the paint job. That seems high.
It's not just the paint, it's biology. They wrapped the alignment line from the face up onto the top line. So when you look down, you see a perfect half-ball shape. Your brain is hardwired to detect symmetry. If you aren't lined up perfectly, that half circle looks broken, and your brain basically screams at you, fix it.
So it's tricking your brain into aiming correctly.
It just removes the doubt. And if you want to talk about weird tech removing doubt, we have to talk about the Bettinardi Innovi 10.0 Tempo Grip.
Oh, this is the one that vibrates.
It has a haptic motor in the grip. You connect it to an app, set your putting tempo, and it physically pulses to tell you when to take the club back and when to stroke through.
That feels like it's blurring the line between equipment and a training aid.
And that line is disappearing absolutely everywhere. We saw it in the fitting world, too. Cobra has their 3DP tour putters now.
Right, with the 3D printed lattices.
Exactly. But the key is you're not just buying one off the rack. You're getting fitted to see which lattice structure, which density actually fits your specific stroke.
Which is a perfect lead-in to the biggest, tsunami of the show, the democratization of data, simulators and launch monitors.
Yeah, the gap between the pro stuff and the consumer gear is just... it's vanishing. It used to be you needed a $20,000 TrackMan to get good data.
And now?
Now you can get really actionable numbers for the price of a decent driver.
The ShotScope LM1 really jumped out at me. It's $199. Can a $200 radar unit actually be accurate?
For what the average golfer needs, absolutely. It gives you ball speed, carry distance, smash factor, and crucially, it has a built-in screen. You don't have to mess around pairing it to a phone.
That's the friction point, right? If I have to spend 5 minutes with Bluetooth at the range, I'm just not going to use it.
Exactly. Ease of use is king.
Yeah.
And then a little higher up, you had the Bluetooth Rainmaker for about $600.
That's the one that talks to you.
It connects to their speakers and will actually audibly tell you what club to hit based on your data.
Yeah.
You have 150 yards, hit the 8-iron. Your speaker is your caddy.
But the biggest leap for the home setup, the garage sim crowd, had to be the Square Golf Omni.
That's the $1,600 unit.
Right. And historically, camera-based units are for indoors only because of lighting, and radar is for outdoors. The Omni uses 4 cameras, but it works flawlessly outdoors on real grass. That kind of versatility is a game changer.
It really is. It lets you have a studio-grade setup in your own backyard. And speaking of studio-grade, we have to mention what's happening on the commercial side. True Golf was talking up their zero delay.
Why does zero delay matter so much? Is a half second of lag really that bad?
It is critical for immersion. If you hit a ball into a screen and there's even a tiny lag before you see the ball flight, your brain knows it's fake. It disconnects the feel of the shot from the result.
Oh, okay.
Zero delay means the visual happens the instant you make contact. It keeps that visceral connection.
So the hardware is just getting cheaper, faster, and easier. We also saw Rapsodo and True Golf launching new ceiling mounts that don't even need stickers on the clubs anymore.
Yep, the sticker thing is a huge hassle for simulator owners. Removing that just removes another barrier.
So we've got all this data. But, having data is one thing. Knowing what to do with it is something else entirely.
That's the next battleground. What people are calling the coaching layer. Hardware is becoming a commodity. The software that interprets all that data is where the real value is now.
And nothing illustrates that better than the Genius Ball.
This was the standout of the whole show for me.
So it's a real regulation golf ball with a computer chip inside.
Embedded electronics, yeah. You just putt with it. It measures how much the ball skids, how it rolls, the velocity, and it beams all that data to your phone.
My first thought is, what happens when I shank it into a lake? That's an expensive mistake.
Well, for now, it's mainly for putting. But think about the coaching implications. You can practice in your basement, the ball tracks the physics of your stroke, and your coach gets a report on your stroke score without ever having to be there.
It's like a Fitbit for your putting stroke.
It really is, and it pairs perfectly with what we saw in biomechanics. I mean, TrackMan was showing off their 3D motion analysis. It tracks your skeletal alignment without you having to wear one of those sensor suits.
And the Golf Joy motion mat, that's a pressure mat, right?
Yes. And pressure mats used to be these massive, heavy, really expensive plates. This one is consumer-friendly. It tracks your center of pressure, how you transfer your weight.
Why does that matter for the average golfer?
Because your power comes from the ground. If you don't know how your weight is moving, you're just leaking power everywhere. Seeing that heat map of your feet on an iPad is an immediate aha moment for most people.
We even saw Mizuno putting NFC sensors in the grips of their new irons.
No batteries. You just tap your phone to the grip to log your shot. It's all about removing friction. Just play your game, and the system captures what's really happening.
Which brings us to the reality of the show floor itself. Because if you walked the aisles this year, you saw something that would have been, heresy 10 years ago.
The show within a show.
The racket sports invasion.
Yep. Pickleball and padel.
I still can't quite get my head around it. I'm walking past $600 drivers, and then suddenly I just hear that thwack of a plastic ball. Why were there pickleball courts taking up huge space at a PGA show?
Because golf courses are evolving. If you operate a course in 2026, you're not just running a golf course anymore. You're running a leisure hub.
Yeah.
The experts at the show were very clear. If you aren't adding courts, you're leaving revenue on the table. It brings in a different demographic. It brings in families. It keeps people at the facility longer, buying food and drinks.
It makes sense. And speaking of sustainability, the eco-friendly trend actually seemed to have some real teeth this year. It wasn't just greenwashing.
It did. Titleist, the biggest name in golf balls, dropped the Pro V1 Terra.
A biodegradable Pro V1.
Specifically for water hazards. The core is designed to break down in aquatic environments in about 5 years.
Given how many balls I personally donate to the water, that makes me feel slightly less guilty.
It's a smart move. And then you had a company called Volgolf winning Best New Product for teas made from recycled coffee grounds.
Do they smell like coffee?
Sadly, no. I checked. But they're durable, and it's part of that whole circular economy idea.
I want to touch on the vibe shift in branding, too.
Yeah.
TXG finally showed up to the party.
Their first ever booth, yeah. For years, they were the outsiders. Their presence signals they want to be part of the whole ecosystem now. They had a huge setup.
But the hottest ticket in apparel wasn't even really a golf brand. It was For All collaborating with Barbie.
Barbie.
Yes, Barbie. Retro pink everywhere. It just shows you how the demographic is shifting. Women's golf is booming, and the aesthetic is moving way beyond just shrunken men's polos.
And even the pros are shifting. Tommy Fleetwood was spotted wearing Vori and G4A, not a head-to-toe Nike kit. The era of that single monolithic sponsorship seems to be cracking.
So last thing, the Friday finale keynote, Mike Hendricks on time and discovery, was the big takeaway there.
It was a great way to wrap things up. His whole argument was that the future of golf operations is AI, handling the boring stuff. Inventory, bookings, answering the phone so that PGA pros can get back to what they actually love, which is teaching.
Let the robots do the paperwork so the humans can teach the game. I like that.
It connects everything. The tech, the 10K driver, the zero torque putter, the AI scheduler. It's all designed to remove friction from the game.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. We've got 10K drivers, AI coaching balls, pickleball courts, and coffee grounds for tees. If you had to write the headline for golf in 2026, what is it?
I think the headline is access. The game is just physically easier to play because of the gear. The data is cheaper and easier to access because of the launch monitors. And the facilities themselves are becoming more open and accessible to more kinds of people. It's a really healthy place for the industry to be.
It sounds fantastic. But I do have to leave you with a thought. We've talked about all this tech drivers that won't twist, putters that align our eyes for us, balls that analyze our mistakes.
It is a lot of help.
It is. But here's the question. If the equipment removed the twisting and the mishits and the errors in reading the green, at what point does the equipment start playing the game for us? Or does it just let us all enjoy the walk a little bit more?
That is the eternal question. But hey, if it helps me make a 10-footer for par, I'm not going to ask too many questions.
Fair point. I'm buying the coffee teas either way. That's it for this deep dive into the 2026 PGA show. We'll see you on the first tee, or maybe the pickleball court.
Take it.